This is a basic Linux tutorial about navigating between file system using terminal. In this video I'm using a Debian 12 bookworm, but the commands will remain pretty much the same for all Linux distros, so you can use these commands on all type of Linux systems. The first command that I want to talk to you about is pwd, that shows you your current working directory. When I press enter, it shows me the exact location that I'm in. I'm inside home/Arashtad, that is my first user directory. The next command is make directory, or mkdir, and then by typing a name that we want to give the directory, it will create a directory for us. If I type make dir main and press enter, terminal will create a directory called main for me. Now if I want to navigate inside this directory, I can type cd, standing for change directory, and then type the name of the directory I want to navigate into and press enter. Now I'm inside the main directory. It calls home/Arashtad/home. If I do pwd again, I see that I've navigated inside this directory. We can also create multiple directories with this command. Let's say that we want to create 3 directories, dir1, dir2, and dir3. We can type make dir and type the name of all those directories that we want to create at the same time, and by pressing enter, terminal will create all the directories for us. To list all the content inside a current working directory, we can type ls, standing for list, and I press enter and see all those 3 directories created with a single line of command. There are multiple ways to create a file. The easiest one is using touch. If I want to just create a file, I can type touch and then the name of the file. Let's call it info.txt, and by pressing enter, this file will be created beside this directories as well, and by an ls it will show up. Now let's navigate inside one of these directories, for example directory 2, and press enter. Now I'm inside the directory 2. I do a pwd again, and I see that I've navigated inside this subdirectory, and I want to create another subdirectory inside this dir2. So I type mkdir, or make dir, and type dir2-2 and create a subdirectory inside dir2. And also I create another file, but this time with a text editor. We have some text editors on our Linux systems. One of them is Nano, that is a very simple text editor, but one of them that is very common and is very powerful is called Vim. We can type Vim, the name of the text editor, and then type the name of the file that we want to create. Let's call it info2.txt. When I type Vim and then the file name and press enter, Vim creates this file for me, and at the same time it opens for me to edit. I can start editing this file by pressing I key on the keyboard and then type whatever text or code I want. So let's just create a simple text like, for example, thank you, RAM. And now I want to save this content, so I press escape key on the keyboard and then I type colon. Please pay attention to the bottom left corner of the editor. So when I type W, it means write or save, and then Q for quit. And this command will save the file and also quit it and close it. So I press enter, and this file is created with the content that I just wrote. Now I can press the up arrow key on the keyboard and go to the previous command that I executed and press enter and open the file with Vim again, or I can exit by typing colon Q, and I can see what's inside this text file without even opening it, and it's done by the cat command. If I type cat or cat and then the name of the file, I can see the content of this file without opening the content, opening the file. So I press enter and the text inside the file will be printed on the terminal. Now that we have written some commands and the terminal has gotten busy, we want to clean it up and we want to go to the first line. We have two ways to do it. One of them is typing clear and pressing enter, but the easiest way is just Control L and it will clear the terminal for us. So far we have navigated inside a subdirectory. Now let's see how we can navigate to upper level directories. To do that, we can type cd again for change directory, and this time for each upper level we can type 2 periods. This command will take us to one upper level, and if we want to go more upper levels we can type a slash and then 2 more periods. This one will take us to 2 upper level directories, and again slash 2 dots, it will take us to 3 upper level directories. When I press enter and then I type pwd, we will see that I've navigated to the main home directory. Another useful tip is using the autocomplete function of terminal, and it's when that we know the first letters of a directory name and we don't want to type the whole name of those directories. So let's say that we know that there is a directory here called Arashtad, and also we know that there's another subdirectory inside this directory called main. We just type the cd command and then the first letters of Arashtad name and then press tab key on the keyboard, and terminal will complete the rest of the directory name for us. Again, after a slash I type m and press tab key on the keyboard, and again terminal completes the directory name of main for me, and I just press enter and navigate inside this directory, and this will make the navigation very smoother and very faster. Okay, I hope this has not been confusing so far. We have just one more tip to talk about in this video. Currently, I'm inside the main directory that we created 3 directories and also a file here, and inside that one of those directories we have a subdirectory. If I type ls, I just see the first level directories and the file that exists in the current working directory, but we cannot see what's inside those directories. But there is a very useful and easy option to list all directories and subdirectories inside them, and it's using the software called tree just like the plant tree, and we can pull it from the apt repository and install it with 2 simple commands, and after that just by typing the name of the software, that is tree, the software will list all the directories and subdirectories for us. First of all, let's install it so you can see how easy it is installing and updating a software using terminal. To install any type of software, we can first type sudo apt update, that updates the list of the softwares available in the apt package manager apt repository, and press enter. And after updating the apt list with the latest softwares and latest versions of them, we can type sudo apt install and then the name of the software that we want to install. In this case, the software that we're interested in is tree. So we type sudo apt install tree and press enter, and the software will be pulled from the apt repository and installed on our system. Just as easy as this. Now the software is installed on our system and we can use it just by typing its name. I type Control L and then the name of the software, that is tree, and by pressing enter, tree is triggered and it will list all the directories and subdirectories inside the current working directory for us. As you see, we have an empty directory called dir1, another directory dir2 that has a subdirectory and also a file inside it, another empty directory and also a file called info.txt inside the main directory. All the directories and files that we created during this video. Now let's talk about the last command for this video, and it's uninstalling a program from our system. So far we found out that we need to update the app repository, and then to install any software we can type sudo apt install and then the name of the software. And for removing a software from our system, we can just type sudo apt, this time remove, and then the name of the software. It's very simple and easy to remember. And by pressing enter, we will be asked for confirmation. And whenever you see a question like this and you see Y letter standing for yes, when you see Y as in capital, it means that the answer yes is default. If you saw that N is capital, it means that the answer no is default. So we want to confirm this, and we see that Y is capital. It means that by default yes is selected, so we just type, we don't need to type yes or Y, we just press enter and confirm, and after that the software will be removed from our system. And this easy, we can remove any type of software from our system. And at the end, to make sure that all the dependencies of this specific software are removed from the system as well, we can type sudo apt auto remove, and this command will wipe all of the dependencies that are no longer in use on our system. By pressing enter, all of the dependencies will be cleaned as well. Well, that's it for this video. I just wanted to keep it simple and short for you to understand it better. In the future, we will be releasing much more tips and tutorials about Linux from beginner to advanced, so if you're interested in this topic, definitely stay tuned. And until the next one, take care.